Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is the new Civic Type R. Now, we've been waiting for this car because we know it has more performance, but it also has some cool features. Now, we don't have all the details yet because a lot of this is still embargoed, and they haven't told us, actually, so we don't even have some of the details. But I'm going to give you some information that a lot of people don't know about after speaking with an engineer. We have some really cool changes we want to show you on the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. And let me tell you, it's pretty impressive. There are some changes that are obvious and some changes that are not. Let's get started with the vents on this car. We're here at the Nashville Super Speedway, so you're gonna hear a lot of car noises in the background. Those are race cars, not this vehicle. But let's get started with some of the features that are interesting. The aerodynamic vents that are on this car are actually functional. Starting with the front, you've got brake ducts. You'll see the vent on the hood. And if you come down here, these are all functional vents. I also should note that the Type R here is red. The R is red. This is a pre-production badge. This is what you'll be looking at. This is champion white, black lower splitter. And again, all these are functional ductwork to keep the car running cool and also to keep it balanced and down on the ground. When it comes to the wheels, on the last Type R, they were 20-inch. Now these are 19-inch with improved tires. They were Continentals. When it comes to the wheels, the previous generation ran a 20-inch tire on Continentals. These are 19-inch with a wider rim, so you have more sidewall. These tires are Michelin Pilot 4S. So these are a stickier tire, more sidewall, and a wider tire, so you have more rubber down on the ground. You'll also note that these wheels are really smooth on the inside of the wheel. There's no variations, and they did that for aerodynamics. But in addition, they had to make a special valve stem. And if you look at this valve stem, you can see that it's very special for this vehicle. Also still two-piece rotors, Brembo brakes. Coming around to the back, you'll notice this wing is slightly different from the previous generation. You'll also note this vehicle is wider, it is longer, it is lower, which gives it a better center of gravity, less drag coefficient. We don't have those numbers yet. When we get them, we will let you know as we'll have an opportunity to drive this on the track. So you're going to see that this looks like the regular Civic hatchback, but there's a lot of improvements. Also note that there's a lot of the aero is now integrated into the fenders. It's integrated in, so you're not seeing pieces that look like they're glued on. It's very cohesive and well designed. As we head around to the back, you're going to see that Type R logo with the red like we were going to see in the front. That'll be what it'll look like. You'll also note the Honda logo here and the Civic. Now here's the one thing that most people did not catch. Go all the way down here to the exhaust system. There are 3 pipes like there was before, but in the previous generation there were 2 large pipes and a smaller one in the middle. This time it's reversed, 2 smaller ones and a large one. I cannot get diameters for you. I can only be told that the exhaust system is different. You'll still notice that rear diffuser, but it definitely is an improvement over the previous generation. Hopping into the interior, you're going to see these seats. They look like Sparco seats. They are racing seats with shoulder harnesses. There's no sub belt, although you could put belts underneath. You will not get a sub belt in the middle. You also will note the Type R is embossed into the headrest, which is nice. That honeycomb grille that you're seeing on the Civic is new, and the Type R has a number here. It says Type R Civic R-whatever your chassis number is. But this appears to be very similar to what you have, other than the improved details as far as the aluminum and the aluminum shifter, which I think looks really nice and very sporty. But behind the steering wheel, there's something pretty cool. One thing you may not notice, this vehicle is off. They did not give us the keys, or I would be taking it out for a spin. So you're seeing this beefy steering wheel, no flat bottom steering wheel, which I'm kind of surprised. But right in front of you is your digital gauges. That's pretty obvious, but then there's a whole bunch of little lights across the top. There's shift lights, much like in a Motec, which is something that race cars use. So you can see the green, yellow, red without looking at the RPMs. You can have that real data in front of you, but it also, much like a video game, gives you that information here. I did ask, is that linear or does it go together like a Motec? And they said they wouldn't tell me. I tried for you. All right, other than that, this vehicle looks pretty similar. Let's take a look at the second row because there's some features back there that are nice as well. Let's take a look at the second row. You'll note that the front seats are red and the back seats are black with red stitching. And of course, that built-in cup holders. You can see that the back of the seats also say Type R. Nice little feature, nice touches. Notice there's more legroom, just like there is in the Civic. Let's take a look under the hood. Taking a look under the hood, they're not giving us any specs, but I will show you the Type R here. This is plastic, it is a carbon look. Of course, you got your Honda logo there, and of course the insulated battery. That's all important, but this is all they're telling us, other than there is a new Plus R mode that is on the transmission. The vehicle is faster, and it's the fastest Type R they've ever built. The engine is a turbocharged 2-liter paired with an improved 6-speed manual transmission with rev matching, which they had in the past, but this is improved overall. And everything has been lightweighted as much as possible. Remember that new Plus R drive mode is going to give you even more performance. And there's a Honda data logger that gives you real-time information. Let's take a look in the trunk. There's nothing really special here. Underneath this cover is what would be a spare. In this case, there is no spare, just a tire inflation product. There are a lot more details we'll be able to share with you in the very near future. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to drive this on the track. It looks like we're going to somewhere in October of 2022, hopefully. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. I'll try to get you answers to your questions. I know you're going to ask me how much, how fast, how much horsepower. We don't have those numbers yet, but when I do get them, I'll put them down in the comments. And of course, if you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Our website, our social media, we will also be posting. It's all listed down below with our podcast in the description. We appreciate your comments. And if you're waiting on one of these, I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your support on our Patreon page, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.